Hey guys, how's it going? Eli here, back with another video where today we're going to be having a conversation in regards to PSA officially reopening and my personal opinion on the matter. Without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So, as always, as we do every single Monday, I'm going to be announcing the official winner of our weekly giveaway. So for those who don't know how to enter into our weekly giveaway, all you have to do is be subscribed to the channel, leave a like and comment down below, and any one of the three videos we post each and every week. We give away 6 Fusion Strike packs to 2 winners. And you can enter in multiple times by leaving likes and comments on each video. However, one exciting piece of information is we officially just broke 500 subscribers today. So I can't thank you guys enough. And for that reason, each and every single week, we're going to be giving away 18 packs to 3 lucky winners, and we're no longer going to be spinning a wheel. So basically how we're going to run it now is I'm going to pick one person from each video. So that means if you literally want to have a chance of getting your name picked twice, you can win 12 packs because your name is part of that video. However, once we start officially getting to 1,000 subscribers, 2,500 subscribers, 5,000 subscribers, I'm going to no longer make it to where we're going to continuously add more and more winners. We're just going to increase the amount of packs to be given away. So yeah, make sure to leave a like and comment down on each video because you can win more than once and also enter in for multiple entries. Which, speaking of which, so one thing I do find very interesting, and I will kind of get your guys' opinion on this, but I already chose the 3 people that are going to spin the wheel, and one of the 3 people is actually Taco Online. You guys can't see because my name's in the way, but Taco Online actually won last week, so that's crazy that he got his name picked again this week, which really shows you guys how low, how high the odds are of you guys winning not only once but twice, especially considering starting next week we're no longer going to be doing just 2 winners, we're going to be doing 3. So yeah, I mean, guys, I highly recommend leaving those comments down and leaving likes on the video because you still have a very high chance of walking away with something. But outside of that, our 2 other potential winners is Gage Lavery and then Bezenland Dial. So we're going to spin the wheel right now to see who is going to who the 2 winners are going to be. So 1, 2, or 3 we'll kind of see first. And it looks as if the winner is going to be 2. So congratulations to Bezland Dial. You have won 6 Fusion Strike packs. And then we're going to go 1 and 2 now instead. And so Gage is going to still remain 1 and Taco is going to be 2. So let's spin that wheel. And our lucky winner is number 1. So congratulations to Gage. And congratulations to Beziland. So interestingly enough, although Taco's name was picked twice in a row for the following week, he did not win this week. But like I said before, following week, we will not be doing wheels anymore because we'll be giving out to 3 lucky winners instead. But congratulations to the 2 new winners this week, Gage, Bezland. Like I mentioned before, if you guys want to just shoot me an email and then follow that up with leaving a unique comment after the fact that you sent me that email, just so I can see a timestamp knowing that, hey, I sent this email, and then here's the timestamp afterwards showing when I left the comment, just so I can verify that it's you, and then follow that up with giving me your guys' address information in the email that you guys send to me, just so I can know where to ship it off to you guys. But yeah, congratulations to those winners. But now, moving on to today's topic. So we are going to be having a conversation, like I said, about PSA reopening back up. So for those people that don't know, PSA just made this update, I want to say about, 2 days ago, right at the timestamp. This is from the official source of Instagram, PSA's Instagram. They're pleased to confirm that regular services will reopen this month with the return of regular. I talked about this a while ago, but I didn't have an exact date, but this is an official update from it. We are introducing a new submission management process that allows to monitor demand. We're testing the process with regular in preparation for the eventual return of value and other lower price services and levels in 2022. So regardless of what you think about the price they're going to show ahead, this is still something that is important because they are saying that they're going to return value and other prices. However, this is where it gets interesting. Specifically, This is the first phase, which involves virtue queuing events. Regular submission will be priced at $100 per card with a limited number of allocations awarded in each event. $100 per card. As we advance the submission allocation system, we will continue to fine-tune pricing options and allocation events. To take part in these events, you will need to have an active account at psacards.com. Please visit the site and register your account. You can learn more, blah, blah, blah. That is absolutely insane to me that they're basically doing this right now. Because that is okay. Sorry, before I get a little worked up, it's crazy to me that they're going to be charging $100 when the prior price was $20. But we'll kind of go into that in a little bit, and we're gonna kind of give a discussion on the overall thought process of why they've done this, as well as if this is going to be something that's permanent. So one thing I actually would like to do, and I want to give credit where credit is due because I think that's something that is very important, as well as giving a shout out. So for those people who don't know who Jake with Pokenomics is, I'm going to give him a shout out right now. Pokemonicas. So they just actually posted a recent video right now. So this is a sneak peek into their Patreon. So I'm actually going to give them a shout out right now for those people that do want to follow them. Here's their YouTube channel. You can check out their Patreon as well, as they do give, in my personal opinion, I'm not a part of it, but I've considered joining it. Based off of this video, they give a lot of really informative data in regards to kind of looking at the numbers. I've had Jake on the channel before. He's actually done an interview with us in one of our earlier videos. Really nice guy, really down to earth kind of guy. So I love giving him a shout out. But basically, I want to kind of give a little bit of credit in regards to the video that I watched with them. Basically, they kind of talked about how when it comes to the overall submission volume, as it stands right now, the overall volume that PSA is pumping out cards is they're currently at around 10 million cards a year, and they're trying to shoot 20 million cards graded a year. However, as it stands, back in 2020, the overall rate in which people were sending in cards, the demand was about 30 million cards per year is how much was being sent in. So even with them trying to shoot for 20 a year, that still puts them on backlog by 10 million and currently 20 million, which is one of the reasons why they had to close up. So the demand is absolutely insane right now, which of course, like I said before, the overall price for PSA currently is now being put at $100 in my personal opinion for that reason. Now here's where it will be beginning to get interesting. So obviously they're basing the regular prices off the fact of the matter that in the last year or two they had such a huge spike in demand. However, one of the things that we've kind of noticed, and we've talked about it a lot, is the overall demand of the market has really started to go down a lot. You see that with a lot of sealed prices. You see that with a lot of Wizard of the Coast stuff, blah, blah. I can keep going on, but you guys already know this. I've talked about this in many of my videos. However, with that being said, they are going to be pricing their regular prices at $100. Now, in my personal opinion, as someone who, how I want to say this, is realistic, I think that's insane. But also at the same exact time, if the demand is there and it is worth it for them to charge at $100 because people are seriously considering doing that, then I can't fault them for it because that's what the market's willing to pay. And that's one of those things that's very crappy. However, if we are right, and this will be an interesting thing to come back and look on, we can kind of come back and look at this video as kind of a timestamp in history. But if it is one of these things where the demand for it is like, that's insane, no one's going to want to pay $100, then what could potentially happen is you could see the prices start to really shoot downwards. You could see less submissions, and that could purely be because either one, the market deems the price to be too high, or two, it could be potentially because demand has truly begun to decrease, and we're kind of hitting that on the nail, especially when it comes to grading submissions, or it could be a mix of both. So that will be interesting to see coming back into the new future. However, one thing I will say that is very optimistic and trying to kind of take away something good from this is they are testing this process with regular in preparation for this eventual return of value and other lower price services levels in 2020. So basically they're saying, as it stands right now, that they're trying to sometime in the near future of next year. We don't know what time, but they're going to be bringing back these lower level prices. I assume they're going to be doing bulk submissions again. However, the question is, what is that going to look like? I know that I myself am a member of PSA, and I remember at one point you were able to get it down to $7.50, start of 2020. That was kind of one of their value submissions they did. They ended up increasing that to $9 and then $10. And then they just got rid of it completely because they were getting so overwhelmed. So it'll be interesting to see what those prices are going to look like. I wouldn't be surprised if they started off with the prior regular price being the new bulk submission price. So that means $20. But who knows, if the demand really does die out and people are not going to be wanting to send in cards for $20, then you could see that truly go down back to some of the $15 to $10 prices. Because people have to understand that this is an ever-changing market. So in regards to demand, that's kind of where PSA is going to be charging its prices. So yeah. However, one thing I actually do want to talk about, and I've talked about this a lot in my live streams, I've talked about this in the Discord, but in my personal opinion, in regards to grading, I think what's even more important to look at is kind of what's going on with Beckett. Now, as far as it stands right now, Beckett hasn't made any real announcement into the fact of the matter, are they going to be reopening anytime in the near future? Obviously, they're still backlogged. They're trying to get caught up. But one of the things I think that's very important when looking at Beckett and comparing it to PSA in the future is we can kind of take a kind of estimate and say, okay, if a PSA is going to be opening back up again, Beckett is going to be opening back up too. Now, you ask yourself, Eli, why is it that Beckett is so important to you? Why do you think that's going to be considerably, how do I want to say this? It's going to be important for the future of Pokemon. And the reason why I say this is because of, honestly, two reasons in particular. One, subgrades. Two, black labels. And so why is this important? So first off, let's look at the former prices as far as it goes when looking at BGS over the future. So this is a article from cardlines.com, which they've talked about the rate of increase in regards to overall prices. So as you guys can see here, I'm going to kind of move my head. Man, my head is always in the way, bro. It's kind of annoying. But as you guys can kind of see, this is the submission type, date pricing, 2018, 19, all the way to 21. Now that you guys have seen that, then you've got subgrading cards, and then here is kind of all of the different prices you can get. So you've got regular per card price cost, value cards, bulk 100 and up, premium, express, and then of course you have the Beckett subgrades and no subgrades. So basically they had their bulk grading service, and then you paid an additional fee in regards to how much if you wanted to do that Beckett subgraded service, which I remember at one point you could do for about $15, but I think it started to really shoot up from there really rapidly. But with that being said, I'll be interested to see kind of what they're going to be doing with their subgraded prices. But one thing I kind of want to really, and this is going to be honestly, in my opinion, although we had the main news with PSA, this is going to be the main topic of the video, because this is going to tie into kind of the overall economic investment aspect as well as the collectability aspect when it comes to PSA versus BGS. So for those people that don't know, BGS has, like I mentioned before, the black label. And so the black label, for those people that don't know, is like the pristine, like the king when it comes to overall, like the standard of grading. Obviously, PSA as a brand, the 10 is something that has been valued very highly. However, Beckett has subgrades, and with those subgrades, you can get what's called a black label, which is basically where all 4 criteria for subgrades is given a 10 out of 10. So you've got like corners, you've got like back, you've got like front and like kind of surface area, and then you also have like centering. I think those are like the 4 criteria. And you can get like 10s, you can get 9.5s, and with that you can also get half grades. So unlike PSA, which typically gives you 8s, 9s, 10s, Beckett will give you 8.5s, 9, 9.5s, 10s, and then black label 10s. And so why I think that Beckett in the near future is going to be super duper important for the Pokemon community as a whole is due to the fact of the matter that when it comes to overall modern cards, we're completely oversaturated as far as it goes in regards to population. So if you guys want to kind of take a look at, we can go to PSA. We can go to Pop Report, and then we can take a look at some of the modern sets. But here we're going to take a look and kind of see what the overall PSA population report is for, let's say, one of the more modern sets. Let's take a look at, let's say, Vivid Voltage, right? So let's take a look at Vivid Voltage. So if you guys, actually, you know what? No, let's not take a look at Vivid Voltage. Let's take a look at Hidden Fates. I think this will be perfect for us to kind of take a look at. So for those people that don't know, which I feel like you guys probably know, Hidden Fates is probably one of the most popular modern sets that Pokemon has ever come out with. So if we want to take a look at Hidden Fates and we want to do the Shiny Vault here, I'm probably going to want to look at the Shiny Vault because that's probably what's going to be the more important one. Pokemon Hidden Fates Shiny Vault. I think under Hidden Fates it should just pop up, but I could be completely off base with this. Yes, here we go. So here's what we can kind of take a look at. So for those people that can't really see, which I feel like most of you guys should, if you're looking right now in regards to the overall cards being graded, you have Full Art Charizard GX, for example, 6,000 being graded. Of 10s, 3,391. Of 9s, 2,268. You have other cards, Alolan Ninetales, 1,400 graded. Glaceon, 2,300 graded. You've got Full Art Greninja, 1,700 graded, and so on and so on. So you have these cards that are in mass grading, right? Absolutely mass grading. And so for that reason, you have a lot of prices that have really started to go down in the past year, which is a good thing, especially for the overall collector. However, when it comes to the overall value of and scarcity of these graded cards, it has become very oversaturated. And so it's very hard for you guys to really see these prices of cards that are going to be these upwards of several thousand, 10,000, 100,000 plus dollars because the overall scarcity is so low when it comes to ultra modern product. However, when it comes to Beckett grading services, they once again have the black label. So as you guys can see, first off, there's less cards that are typically being sent into BGS, so that is something to take with a grain of salt. But with that being said, you can take a look. That's still 2,244. But there is still, more importantly, a low amount of overall cards in black labels. So we can take a look, obviously see the Charizard. We can take a look and see the Ho-Oh. It's like some of them don't even have an overall population in regards to black labels. And now you might say to yourself, well, shouldn't that show you the overall demand for these black labels is not that high? But the overall prices on auctions on eBay will tell you differently. So we're going to take a look at a perfect one in particular. So Greninja GX Ultra Rare. So as far as it goes, there's 2 black labels in existence. If we can go to our nifty 130 point, we can see based off of one of the most recent prices, which this was back in November 13th, a black label 1 of 2 for Shining Fates Greninja was sold for $6,500. And you might say to yourself, holy moly, for a Greninja, that is ridiculously expensive. Especially when we take into the fact of the matter, we say Shiny Greninja GX PSA 10. So if we go and we look at Shiny Greninja PSA 10, you can buy it right now. Look at this, 95 bucks. That's how much you're able to buy it for in a PSA Gem Mint 10 condition. So the overall price difference is by the thousands. And so that's why I think it's very important when looking at the overall future of scarcity, because you're going to have a lot of these cards that are going to be very, very, very difficult to grade. And so you're going to have a lot lower population. However, one thing I do find that's very interesting from the future, and I will kind of see if people are going to take advantage of this or not, especially when we kind of see what the future of Beckett prices are going to be for subgrades. But I think there's an actual market in regards to bulk grading. Now, of course, if they decide to, do $30, $40, $50+ for general sub-grade bulk submissions, obviously we can have that conversation. But if we're just going to say 20, 25 bucks is what's going to be the kind of standard, then you can really say to yourself that a lot of these cards that are currently being sold at those prices with such a low population could be the future for overall submissions. And why do I say that? Well, if we want to go take a look at like Shining Fates, for example. So if you want to take Shining Fates as, not Shining Fates, Hidden Fates, whoopsie. Take Hidden Fates, for example, Shiny Vault, right? The overall price for a Greninja right now, 26 is the market price, 17 is the low, right? 18 bucks, 17.70 plus shipping, 18, $20, right? So that's the general market price. Well, let's take a look at another card that I think you guys will be very much fascinated by. So if we take a look and we see Champion's Path, promo Charizard in Black Label. So if you guys want to look at the most recent price for the Charizard Promom Black Lajable, we can take a look. And if we go to our most recent sold items, we should be able to see. Gosh dang it, guys. Sorry, that was bad. So this, I ended up looking it up. If you guys want to, we can even take a look at it right now. Going once again to back to 130, we can take a look at the overall price. Submit. And if I'm correct, it should show up at around 1,500 bucks. I could be 100% wrong. 1,600 bucks. There we go. So 1,600 bucks is how much this Black Label was sold for. So with that being said, if we go back and we say to ourselves, okay, let's look at Charizard V. So if we look at Charizard V right now and we see the overall price for that specific promo card, you can get it for as low as $5. With that being said, if you say to yourself, and here's where I calculated the odds. The odds are about every 60 to 100, you're going to get a Black Label. It's not guaranteed. It's kind of like shiny hunting. Obviously, the odds are 1 in 4,096. But with that being said, that doesn't mean you're going to get it in 1 in 4,096. However, what that does mean is you have a high probability. So if we say to ourselves, you buy, let's say, 100 of these, Charizards, right? Then you're going to be forking over about $500. And here, I'll throw this calculator over here. Then if we say to ourselves, right? You do $500 is how much it's going to be costing you guys. And, you can dollar cost average if you want to say $6, $7, make it realistic, however you want to do it. And let's say that it cost me $25 for each submission of card. And we're going to send in 100 cards, right? That's about $2,500 plus 500. That's about $3,000. So if you say to yourself, you hit one Black Label, right, of these cards, that's going to be about $1,600. That remains to be $1,400 of the overall remaining amount, which you might say, dang, that's still a lot of money, Eli. Well, here's the deal, guys. If you guys want to take a look and see at some of the Beckett grading service prices, and we say Champion's Path promo Charizard, and we just go straight up regular Beckett 10, right? And obviously, it's not easy to get a Beckett 10, don't get me wrong, but we're saying about $100, $300, $100, $300. It really depends of how strong I would say its overall performance is. We can even take a look and say 9.5s. If you guys really want to see some of the cheaper prices, $32, $36, $41, right? So if we're to say to ourselves, all 99 of these cards are going to get, let's say 9.5, right? All the remaining ones get 9.5s. We are going to say $40, just make it flat. That's going to be another $3,960 on top of the overall $1,400 that we still owe. That's going to be about $2,560 profit, which comes out to a little bit under 100% profit. Now, like I've mentioned with you guys before, this is very speculative. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. There's no guarantee you're going to get a Black Label. The odds are very low. And on top of that as well, who knows? You could get 8s, you could get 8.5s, you can get 9s. There's no guarantee you're going to get 9.5s. There's no guarantees you're going to get regular 10s. But with that being said, your overall rate of return just by getting the card graded, if you were to buy it for $5 and then spend it for 30, and then of course you're going to have insurance and shipping and all these other fees. So I haven't factored that in. We can factor that in and say another $500, however you want to look at it. But at the end of the day, as long as you're basically hitting these 9.5s consistently, then you're going to be getting a absolute, great steal, in my personal opinion, on the overall undergraded value, because these cards are still being bought up. And as far as it goes with the overall popularity of BGS as a grading company, especially considering that PSA has started to become so much more expensive, it'll be interesting to see what the overall prices of Beckett is going to be when they reopen again. Like I mentioned before, if they do $30, $35, $40 for subgrades, that'll be a completely different story. But at the end of the day, it's still something that I think is very interesting to talk about when it comes to overall the future of bulk grading in BGS, because in my personal opinion, I think that the overall grading service potentially could be a lot higher because the overall odds of you making money off of sending your cards in is very high. And here's the deal, man. There's no guarantee, like I said before, that you're going to get these good grades when you go and send in your cards. However, with that being said, if you are someone like myself who has at least some kind of comprehension in regards to what a good graded card is, if I were to go to, slowly over the span of like 3 months, slowly accumulate the Charizard V for around, $5 a piece, and I were to buy 150, 200 of those cards, and I were to pick of the 200 my top 100 favorite in condition, and I were to send them in, then sure, you could calculate to yourself that's an extra, $500 I spent. But if out of those 100, just one of those black labels gets hit, and then the majority of the other cards get 9.5s, 9s, 10s, then it's going to be a completely different story in regards to overall prices. And so that's why, in my personal opinion, in regards to overall scarcity, in regards to overall investing in singles as a whole, and then in regards to the overall future of modern prices, I think that the real gems are going to be coming from BGS. So this kind of video in and of itself is going to be centered and focused around just overall singles, overall grading, and then what that's kind of going to look like. Especially considering, like I mentioned before in our earlier part of the video, PSA is officially going to be reopening again. And so we'll basically have to see as time goes on what their overall prices are going to look like, because the competition is going to be very high in the next year or two, especially if hypothetically the demand for submission is going to remain high. But as far as it goes, that is all I have for today's video. As always, please make sure to leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, as it will enter you into our weekly giveaways, where all you have to do to enter is do those 3 things that I listed. We post 3 videos each and every week, and you can leave a comment and like on each one of the 3 videos. And with that being said, we'll allow you for up to 3 entries. And as it stands, starting next video, we will be giving away 3 lucky winners, and they will be receiving 6 Fusion Strike booster packs. So odds are pretty high that you're going to get a pack, because we're giving away 3 winners. And then on top of that as well, you have multiple times to enter, so your odds will be even higher on top of that. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Until then, I will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.